OMG. What's going on, everybody? Your pal Hal with ya at 11:01 on the West Coast. It is 2:01 on the East Coast. Going to be with you till 4 p.m. East Coast time, 1 p.m. West Coast time. Good to have you here on Backchannel with me, Hal Rudnick, aka Your Pal Hal. I expect that we're going to have a good deal of fun today. Got some special guests. We've got news, pop culture, comedy. What more could you want? Like that, those are the four food groups. 101 in Omaha. What's up, Rob Schaefer? Good to have you here. 101 in Omaha, Nebraska. Speaking of which, Travis, get ready. If you find yourself in Nebraska, the greater Omaha area, and you've been a naughty, naughty girl or a very bad boy, did you get in some legal trouble? Do you find yourself, in a boiling kettle of hot legal water? Then you're going to need representation, because it's a fool who represents themselves. It's the defendant who acts as their own lawyer has a fool for a client. So you're going to need counsel. And there is no better counsel in Omaha, or anywhere for that matter, than Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. Okay, a little slow, there was a slight pause there, but not bad, not bad. Rob, great to have you here. Everybody who's hanging out with us, good to see Kobe in the stream. What is up, my deal Barry? You know what? We are coming up hard on the new year. You know what? It seems like just yesterday it was December 29th, and now it's almost New Year's. Oh yeah, it literally was December 29th yesterday. But yeah, are you? Did you get your resolutions done? Are you making new resolutions? Have you quit I think I've more or less quit the resolution game, because I figured out, like, I feel like resolutions, maybe they've sold you a false bill of goods. Why not be your best self starting today? I feel like resolutions, sorry. People are often writing checks that their ass can't cash, so to speak. So something, but are you still on that resolution train? Respect if you are, just not for me, perhaps. But I do say things sometimes where I'm like, you know what? I'd like to change this in my life, and hopefully that would create a change for the better. So, you know what? Respect if you are. I want to know what your resolutions are. What are you doing for New Year's? Are you staying home to avoid Omicron? Or are you going out? Are you going to have a small gathering? Are you going to a wedding in Northern California? I want to know. And you can communicate with us right here on the Your Pal Hal show. I want to know what is up. I'm looking at my background behind me, and I just don't like that I have, there we go, a little better. I want to know what you're up to. I want to know what you're doing today. I want to know everything about you, y'all. So here's how you can communicate with us. Get your smart device's attention if you are listening on your at-home smart device, and use the magic word say, and then you could put in anything after that. So smart device, say, my New Year's resolution is to eat healthier. Smart device, say, my New Year's resolution is to work out. Smart device, say, my New Year's resolution is to stop doing home invasions, because I belong to a crew of dudes who pretend to be delivering a pizza and then do a home invasion and there's no pizza to be had. By the way, if you are doing that, please make a resolution to stop and get everyone else in your crew of dudes to stop. Here, hot take, the Your Pal Hal show right here on Backchannel, we're anti-home invasion. Just putting that out there. You can also communicate with us on YouTube. If you are watching us live, get in the chat, hop in the chat, and feel free to go over to backchannel.tv and leave us a review of the Your Pal Hal show. Let us know if you are opposed to my anti-home invasion stance, or Kobe's staying home. Roll Tide, roll Tide. You got a big game tomorrow, Kobe. Big game. Alabama Crimson Tide once again in contention for the college football national title. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, sadly, are not. I say that to my friend Rob Schaefer. Listen, my alma mater, Penn State, far from it as well, folks. So, like I said, we're gonna have some news, trending topics, pop culture, and plenty of nonsense. There's going to be goofs, gags, hijinks, shenanigans. And helping us bushwhack our way through all of these topics, through all of the goofs and gags, and news and trends and whatnot. Producer Travis. Producer Travis, what's happening?
Oh, no, it's the wrong way. There we go. Hello.
What is up? Producer, no, go. Let's go split screen so everyone can see that glorious mustache. Producer Travis, look at that handsome blonde mustache.
Thank you very much. It was impossible to accurately define the outlines of it. I did not consider how hard it would be to find the edge. Oh, sure,
because like you're on the edge and it's like, where do I stop?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who you look like? Young Donald Sutherland.
I'll take that. All right. Cool. Right on.
Yep. Yeah, look him up if you're not sure what a young Donald Sutherland. Like, the hair needs to be a little shaggier because it was the 1970s. He wasn't high and tight like that.
Yeah. This is the wedding stash that I'm growing, not for the guy who's getting married, but for the roommate of the guy who's getting married. It's my wedding present to him. And boy, is it something I'm acutely aware of, and it's going to be a great gag. Then as soon as I get to where I'm sleeping that night, I'll pull it out if I have to. It's coming off.
No, keep it.
Keep it.
Keep it for a minute. Keep it for a minute.
Keep it for a minute. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see my family on the next day. All right.
Come on, show up with it.
Say, this is what we're doing now. I've decided.
Rob with the Hitler stash. Yeah. Samesies.
Yeah, no, I've already had to, for a play, dress up in Nazi garb once before, and that was close for comfort. I'm good off that for the rest of my life.
Yikes. What was the play? Jojo Rabbit, the musical?
No, that would be fun, though. I was in The Diary of Anne Frank.
And you were Hitler?
No. He doesn't make a cameo on that, unfortunately. Oh. But the only way I could describe it would be King Nazi, and there was no name. It's just my friend, who I was on an improv team with, was directing the show for this community college we all went to, and he comes up to me after an improv show when we're all at the Mexican place for Taco Tuesdays, and he says, "Look, we're not supposed to precast people, but will you be my Nazi?" And I was like, "Jeremy, as long as you never say that again, I'll do whatever you want."
Gotcha. Yeah, you definitely have that vibes. Definitely get. Are you a blue-eyed gentleman?
I am.
There you go. Remember the master race, the super. Look at this master race super. Travis Reeves, producer Travis.
I'll never forget being posted up outside the theater because he wanted to make it immersive. And on a Sunday matinee, they had a gentleman who survived the Holocaust come to do a talkback after the show. And he walks up to me, stops dead, looks me up and down, a little shaken, and goes, "That's pretty convincing," and keeps walking. And
wow.
And then he sat
Listen,
next to my mom.
you got the seal of approval. There's no better. Like, your acting should have been through the roof. Like, you
Whew,
should have been like Ray Fiennes in Schindler's List, one of the great villains in movie history, who was just a hardened Nazi. So there you go.
Exactly.
Travis, I feel like when we're split screen like this, for some reason, my my sync is a little off.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's occasionally that'll come through. I'm gonna go back to a tiny box and see if it clears up here. Go back to my safe little hidey hole.
Yeah. See, I think I think it's a little bit a little bit more in sync now.
All right. If you ever feel inclined, you can jump off and jump back on, and hopefully things will snap back.
Oh no, I've noticed it before. It's when we're side by side. I don't know what I don't know what it does. It's sucking the power from it overwhelms the system.
Taking too much juice from the orange.
Taking too much juice from the orange. All right. So how far a drive do you have after the show today?
I'm going to be going probably 5. Well, it's raining. I'm going to say 6 hours. I've got 6 hours on the road, I bet.
Safe travels in this rain.
I appreciate that. It's going to be very cautious. I wouldn't go fast if I could, but I can't because I drive a Scion XB.
That's the boxy one?
That's the big rectangle one. It's
Yes.
It's essentially a Toyota Yaris with a box on it. And
Gotcha.
Boy, is it not aerodynamic.
Listen, but it's got a lot of good storage space.
Yeah.
As a musician, you can fit all your instruments in there, right?
It has already saved. When I used to work at the music school, we did a few theater gigs around town for the kids, and it was miraculous how much stuff. The best way to summate it was when my roommate first got in the car after I bought it for my friend. He said, well, you know, the shape with the largest surface area is a rectangle. And that's my review of the Scion XB.
There you go. You could also, if you wanted, you could go hashtag van life in that thing, probably.
Yeah, it'd be like a studio apartment van life, but I absolutely could.
Yeah. Have you ever slept back there?
Not for the night. I've taken a nap or two. I've kind of
Gotcha.
crawled in the back and just sort of,
Curled up.
Yeah, curled up and gotten some Z's in between lessons and things. But I like beds, gonna be honest. I've got a couple friends that legitimately do the van life or the bus life, and I respect them. I love them for it. I don't want to poop that close to where I cook, and I like beds.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have a hot plate next to my toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's both.
Well, huh?
Nah, there was one. Joking with one of my van life friends. I mean, it's like you could just have heated toilet seats if you just sort of made the whole an all-in-one unit. But yeah, it's a feat not for the faint of heart.
Gotcha.
Anyways, how you doing? What's going on?
The dogs are good. I'm good, and you know what? I'm ready to dive into the Twitterverse, the Twitter sphere. Let's see what's trending, Travis.
Let's see, indeed.
We're going to go through Twitter, see what's trending. And, Travis, Kobe says, I think he thinks you look like Eminem.
Thank you.
He says, hello, Eminem.
Hello, Eminem. I'll take that. I don't know if you ever rocked the mustache quite so distinctly, but
yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
you should see my half brother. That guy looks like Eminem.
Is he? Does he have like the shaved blonde hair?
Shaved blonde hair. Yeah, especially when he was a teenager, kind of a dead ringer for that whole Eminem vibe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The real Slim Shady.
The real Slim Shady.
Marshall Mathers.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that 8 Mile movie. That was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I watched that within the past year, and it's not, it's
a little formulaic.
And the end's kind of weird, but it holds up in terms of like that kind of movie, which it's unique too.
Brittany Murphy, R.I.P. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's a really depressing documentary about Brittany Murphy and the last days of Brittany Murphy and her death
Mm.
on HBO Max, and yeah, just very unfortunate. Apparently, she and her husband, like he was really controlling of her, and he died within like a year of her. And apparently,
Ish.
there was some toxic mold in their home, but
Oh
also
no.
she was on, yeah, all sorts of drugs and stuff. On, yeah, just real sad stuff. Let's move on from that and see what's trending here
Glad it
in the
wasn't
Twitterverse
just
there.
the mold, because that we fear for our life in this household. This house is old enough to where I think it's basically paper mache, and we, as soon as it rains, ooh, mold. We are fighting it back every day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So have you had like an inspector come and like check the place for mold?
I mean, we wouldn't need to. You can just see it. But in
Yikes.
terms of in the drywall,
Be careful. That's a real that can be a real issue.
yeah, I know we're gonna talk to our landlord and have someone come out. Hopefully
Gotcha.
in the next week or so. So yeah,
All right.
we don't need any. We don't need to have one of those backyard graves.
Oh, God forbid. God
Yeah.
forbid. Travis, got to wish a happy birthday to the king, LeBron James.
That's right.
Yes, happy birthday to the current goat, Travis.
Yeah.
If you, who's better, LeBron or Michael? Jordan or LBJ or MJ?
Lyndon Bird Johnson. He's always the goat. This is tough
Lady
for
Bird,
me.
Lady Bird Johnson,
Lady
Bird Johnson or Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Oh.
There you go. LeBron James, four titles with three different teams,
Mm-hmm.
amazing longevity, was billed as the next great and exceeded those those expectations for him. I am a big LeBron James fan. I think he's got a fun personality. He's thoughtful, open to school for people in his hometown. I mean, yeah, big fan.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm a Warriors homer, so this is one of
Right.
those, the enemy of my. But I respect him so much, and I think by and large he's had a greater career as what an athlete can do in the world and on the court than MJ. But if there was a gun to my head and he said, "Who's a better basketball player?"
Yeah.
Hard to argue with what Jordan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His went to the finals 6 times, won 6 championships. Rob Schaefer makes a compelling argument about Bill Russell, the great Boston Celtic. He won 11 titles in 13 years. But I would contend that the level of competition wasn't the same. But Bill Russell, I mean, you can't, like, it's the Bill Russell Trophy. That's that's the MVP award, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's correct.
and so that's a compelling argument. I would go Jordan, LeBron. I would go Jordan, LeBron. But look, you know what? If Yeah, because just Jordan was such a deadly assassin. But if LeBron's able to pull out another championship, and at this age, but it's tough. So Kobe says not Kobe, but Michael Jordan. So yeah, I think we're pretty. So it's 3 for Jordan, 1 for Bill Russell. LeBron is on the outside looking in. But this is a huge day for athlete birthdays, because I'd say LeBron is right there in the top. He's absolutely a top 5 basketball player of all time, at least. And his resume, his longevity, everything. But in addition to that, Tiger Woods, one of the top 3 greatest golfers of all time. Some might say the best, some might say the second best. Jack Nicklaus has the titles, has the Grand Slam championships, but Tiger Woods is right there. And before he got hurt, I mean, he was on his way, and then he experienced all that personal strife and everything. But Tiger Woods is right there. And he also changed the sport, like one of the first people of color, black, Asian, coming in to such a sport dominated but just white dudes, and he made it more inclusive. So a game changer in that way, not quite like, Jackie Robinson opening up Major League Baseball in that way, but really a groundbreaking golfer, and just yeah, one of the best to ever swing a club. And then in addition to that, maybe the greatest pitcher of all time. And I will say this, one of the great Jewish athletes of all time, Sandy Koufax.
Oh.
It's Sandy Koufax's birthday. He played for the Dodgers in the 1950s and 60s, and man, he retired a little early because of injury, but he put together just a startling run, a startling run. Like on the short list of greatest pitchers ever, it's like Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, Walter Johnson, Pedro Martinez is probably in the mix there. But yeah, it is like he is right there, as good as there ever was. And I'll say it. What a Jew! What a Jew! Here are the top 3 Jews. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
As a Jew, I consider myself an authority. Mazel tov
You're
to
gonna say
everyone out
consider
there.
myself one of the top 3, and I was like, all right.
No, 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 no. I'm still working. Maybe by the end of my life, I will crack the top 1 million. Okay, so top 3 Jews:
All right,
Sandy Koufax,
got it.
Natalie Portman,
What?
Natalie Portman.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and Magneto. There you go. Those are your top 3 Jews.
This is reminiscent. There's a game that my roommate and I used to play when we would drive from LAX to UCB in Hollywood, where you come up with three people, either real or fictional characters, that you would make like
Yeah.
a team out of.
Okay.
And that's very reminiscent of like a team that would have been made. I like that. Imagine them going on a mission. Sandy Koufax, Natalie Portman, Magneto has to go, stop somebody from doing something.
Gotcha. Rob Schaefer says that's a fun game. We should play that here one day.
Oh, I'm so into that.
Yeah, let's do it. Rob Schaefer says Koufax is the best Jewish player, but Bob Gibson is by far the best pitcher ever. They had to change the rules of the game to try and contain him, and he still dominated. Yeah, I mean, that was on my Bob Gibson was on my short list. Absolutely. I would look at I'd like to look at their career ERAs and everything. I think Bob Gibson had a little more longevity. Yeah, the great Bob Gibson. Yeah, they had to lower the mound because
Whoa.
Bob Gibson was just so dominant. And also Bob Gibson, just a legendary competitor. Like, he intimidated fools when he was on the mound. Like, you got up in the batter's box against Bob Gibson. Oh, all right. Shout out to Omaha. Bob Gibson from Omaha, Nebraska. Very nice, Rob. Yeah, you can't go. Well, listen. Here's what you might say: Koufax, the greatest lefty of all time. Bob Gibson, the greatest righty of all time. Bob Gibson, the greatest right-handed pitcher of all time. Sandy Koufax, the greatest left-handed pitcher of all time. Let's think that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So happy birthday to that. What a great triumvirate of athletes. Tiger Woods, the King, LBJ, LeBron James, and Mr. Sandy Koufax. What a group of all-timers. All-timers in their respective sports. And also Indianapolis Colts quarterback Carson Wentz. Really has a way to go to make it into the same breath as those other dudes. All right, let's see what else is trending here in the Twitterverse. Oh, everyone's favorite actor, Vin Diesel. Best name. Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
Who's got a better name than Vin Diesel?
Nobody.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. You're GD right about that, sir. You are GD right. No one has a better name than Vin Diesel. So Dwayne Johnson says there's no chance he'll return to the Fast and Furious franchise. Wow, not even for like another Hobbs and Shaw. I mean, like, doesn't that kind of count? Johnson rejects Vin Diesel's plea, calling it an example of his manipulation. Wow, uh, it's official. Dwayne Johnson says there's no chance he'll return to the Fast and Furious franchise, putting former co-star Vin Diesel between The Rock and a fast place. Okay, I see what you did there, and I kind of like it.
Nice.
Doesn't
LA Times.
From the LA Times. Yep. Let's keep scrolling. I want to see more. In November, in a November Instagram post, after years of tension, Diesel implored his former co-star to reprise the role of Luke Hobbs in the 10th installment of the popular film series. Let's keep scrolling. This past June, when Vin and I actually connected, not over social media, I told him directly and privately that I would not be returning to the franchise, Johnson recently said in a sprawling interview with CNN. Johnson made his franchise debut in 2011's box office smash, Fast Five. Yeah, I think that's still the best one. That's when, like, that one took the Fast and Furious to the next level. Like, that one was like, oh crap. Like, it went from like just simply like auto racing, like cars and heists, to like bananas act. I mean, it was already bananas, but for me, Fast Five, and like it just shifted it into the next gear of just, oh, this thing can go anywhere and do anything. And the defying of physics went into the stratosphere. Like, the Rock kicked the game, and that's what you bring in the Rock. He's going to kick the game up big time. He's gonna help you step it up. And he appeared in 3 more sequels. In 2016, he said he butted heads with unnamed male co-stars during the filming of 2017's Fate of the Furious. Okay. My goal along the way was to end my amazing journey with this incredible Fast and Furious franchise with gratitude and grace. It's unfortunate that this public dialogue has muddied the waters. Ooh, Rock no like it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's from June 29th.
there you go. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Instagram post in question? Did you ever see Vin Diesel's Instagram post?
Yes. Do you want to bring it up?
I would love to. It's
Yeah, let's bring it up. Take a look at that.
Like everything else on his Instagram is unhinged.
Wow. Is that it? Okay.
Yes.
If you want to make that a little bigger, let's read this out loud.
This is such a small photo that filling the Instagram frame made his head stretch in a really weird way.
Yeah, he does. He does have a long head there, like an alien, like a xenomorph.
Would you mind reading this as if you were Vin Diesel?
Yeah. My little brother. Oh, my Vin Diesel sounds a little bit like Sylvester Stallone.
That's fine.
All right. My little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in the house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast in the finale. That is 10. I say this out of love. But you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be contained. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny.
Insanity.
Wow.
And then if you go to his Instagram at large, it's
Yes.
just insanely filtered post after filtered post.
Boogie boarding. Oh, that's Vin as the. Was he the Iron Giant?
He was the voice of the Iron Giant, yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's him with my wife, Michelle Rodriguez.
that's right. I mean to ask about that. What I saw that on as a pinned tweet, and that's not you, right?
You know what? I'll neither confirm nor deny at this point.
All right.
Go to my Twitter if you're interested, folks, at Hal Rudnick.
And eventually you'll find videos of him singing on here. And it's
Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Madeline who joined the stream.
It's a great time. I highly recommend everybody check out Vin Diesel's Instagram.
Let me quote this comment from My Deal Berry. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Heck yeah.
Trying to do the people's eyebrow, but no one, like, it's very, no one can do the eyebrow.
No, that's pretty. Yeah, you got that. That's pretty good. What's amazing about it is he can do it without squinting, and it seems impossible.
Yeah, it does seem impossible. Here's another question about The Rock. Have you heard The Rock's rap song?
Yeah.
It's about style. It's about power. We devour. Oh my God, it's funny. It's very funny. Like whenever I come across a TikTok or like an Instagram story that is using that song,
yeah,
it makes it like 5 times funnier.
I didn't think Jeremy Renner could be topped, but
it's, oh my God. Yeah, the Brahma Bull joint. So that's kind of a bummer though, that he's not going to return, because if it is if 10 is the finale, that it's a little bit of a bummer that Rock won't do it.
Yeah,
but
I agree,
because I feel like, I mean, Rock was already, massive star at that point in 2011, but I feel like that launched him, the Fast movies launched him into the next stratosphere of celebrity and star power. And yeah, I told myself I wasn't going to cry about The Rock. No. Ooh, okay. I'm going to be okay. All right. So The Rock apparently will not be returning. Travis.
Yes.
What about Ghislaine Maxwell?
Will she be in Fast 10?
Or I don't know if no, she'll be in jail.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, Ghislaine or Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine.
This name is a train wreck.
Ghislaine Maxwell, longtime partner of Jeffrey Epstein, found guilty on 5 of 6 charges in sex trafficking trial. Well, first off, she didn't have the right legal counsel, probably. She should have gone with Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. Warning, this timeline may contain sensitive information. Yeah, let's just read the synopsis here. But the Maxwell was found guilty of sex trafficking and 4 other charges by a New York City jury on Wednesday for her role in years of sexual abuse and sex trafficking alongside partner Jeffrey Epstein. She was acquitted on 1 count of enticing a minor to travel across state lines to engage in an illegal sexual act. So yeah, and it seems like the evidence was overwhelming, and just a horrible story. And some good memes came out of it, but it's tough to joke about, very serious subject matter. But some people were posting photos of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein with the caption, uh, they so, like you, the love is so strong they finish each other's sentences, meaning that she will be finishing, she will have a jail sentence, and Jeffrey Epstein, he was unable to finish his jail sentence due to suicide.
Because he died.
Or
Yeah.
let me ask you this, Travis:
Sure.
did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
Okay. Speaking of somebody who knows next to nothing about this whole thing, I think it was an inside job.
Gotcha. So you think he was suicided by the powers
Yes.
that be?
Assisted suicide, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes. Uh, there you go. So, yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell just seems like a horrific nightmare person, a horror show, a nightmare woman, who essentially, like, yeah, if you just, I've watched some of the documentaries about uh, the sensational nonsense that went on there in the life of her and Epstein, and it's, yeah, just a horror show. So good riddance to bad rubbish. Like, lock her up, and she should probably die in prison. Yeah, there you go. Just a horrific woman, but very good friend of Donald Trump. Donald Trump wished her well. I don't know if y'all remember that. Uh, Rob Schaefer says he feels bad for Ms. Maxwell's family for in her upcoming unexpected, not on video suicide. Uh, yes, yes. Who knows? Yeah, maybe the surveillance in the prison might go dark for a moment. There might be a glitch, and she will take that opportunity to put an end to things. TBD, TBD. But Rob, I don't think any of us would be surprised if that were to transpire. Yes, some dubious circumstances around that whole, all the Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. There. What else? Okay, so we got another. Man, Joe Biden is not having a good time of it. We've got congratulations, Joe, trending because of what's happening with the pandemic, the spread. Travis, if you want to bring that up, yeah. So this cartoon, I saw this earlier, and I feel like this typifies my opinion on this. Congratulations, Joe is not only cynical and ill-informed, it's cruel. So it's got a picture of Joe Biden wearing a mask, and then you got someone in a red hat. That met the red hat probably says "Make America Great Again," and the red hat guy is saying, "I won't wear a mask and won't get vaccinated. And why haven't you ended the pandemic?" I mean, I think that is largely it. And this, we really are this, like, what more can be said about COVID? You know, it's a nightmare, just as far as like what it is doing to the country, people, and my social life, you guys. Uh, but for real though, it's not like, first you have deadly variants, and it's horrific. Now you have Omicron, which seems to be less severe but more infectious, and like, so you want to keep the economy going, but you want to be safe, and just trying to manage this sucks. Yeah. So, but people are quick to throw Joe Biden under the bus here, and I don't think he's doing a perfect job. But yeah, I think, you know, there's a good, what, like a third of the country that does not want to wear masks and socially distance. and get vaccinated. So, it's a real trade-off here. Travis, what do you got?
If I could, something that feels appropriate now is to share a headline that I found from when the polio vaccine was introduced in April of 1955 from the Los Angeles Evening Herald Express.
Wow.
There's a big bold headline that says polio terror defeated, vaccine is successful, Salk serum 80 to 90% effective, which is
Yep. Oh, Travis froze there. Travis, you with us? But yeah, you froze there for a second, Travis.
yeah, everything just I had a little bit of a flicker. I'm not sure if we're having a power problem, but
Uh-oh.
no, I think we're okay.
All right.
But yeah, it says here polio terror defeated, vaccine successful, Salk serum 80 to 90% effective, which is essentially, if not less than what the effectiveness of these vaccines we have are. It's a
Right.
bummer. Yeah.
And polio was more or less eradicated.
Yeah.
Because everyone got the vaccine, not politicized. What was it, 1940? You said?
April 12th, 1955.
Oh, 1955? Yeah, so people weren't like, President Eisenhower, was it Eisenhower then? I'm not going to put that in my vein. Was it Eisenhower, Truman? I don't know, whatever. But they were like, no, you're not going to stick me with that. My freedom, my choice. Now, excuse me while I drink and drive, smoke with my while I'm pregnant, and not wear a seatbelt because they have not been invented yet. Crash flames.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, like that is like it's crazy how, but it's weird because COVID is not quite not as intense as polio, would you say?
I mean, not at this point, but there was a time, a million people die. It's not
Yeah.
nothing.
Not nothing.
And that's just
Not
this
nothing.
in this country.
Yeah. Yeah. So but it's imperfect because I've seen a lot of a lot of people from both sides of the aisle are upset that the CDC, we talked about it a little bit the other day, that the CDC lowered the quarantine, the post quarantine COVID time limit from 10 days to 5 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they said it's like an inexact science. And yeah, putting the COVID blame on either Trump or Biden is ridiculous. It never should have become political, says Rob Schaefer. Yeah, it became way too political. But I feel like, you can, I do blame Trump for playing fast and loose with not wanting to wear a mask, not wanting to promote social distancing and safe behavior. He did quite the opposite. And actually, he killed people because of it. So, but you could probably, there are criticisms to be made on Joe Biden. But to Rob's point, it's unprecedented, unpredictable. There is, it is a real, like, it's a crap storm. It's a crap storm either way. So it's hard to put the blame on one person, but I feel like, when Trump got into office, the epidemic response team was dissolved, and there was some stuff that happened, but yeah, there's no, it's an unpredictable, unprecedented situation. So yeah, Rob makes some interesting points there. Travis,
If
what's
if
up?
nothing else, it is giving us some incredible the CDC recommends memes. Just absolutely
yes.
top flight, top shelf CDC recommends.
Let's take a look at
memes.
some of these. The CDC said to wait to turn wigs around. Make it slightly bigger. There we go. The CDC, the Lock Law Group. I prefer Rob Schaefer, attorney at law, but the Lock Law Group says CDC says go ahead and talk to the police. They just want to hear your side of the story. Hey, Rob. Rob, question. What should I say to the cops? If I ever get in trouble, what should I say to the cops? CDC in 2020. There you have Wong. like getting ready to open portals and shoot powers. And there you have Wong walking through the portal and being like, peace. CDC in 2021, great. The CDC, stop getting COVID. Yay. There's Paris Hilton, who that shirt had said, stop being poor. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Some things don't age well. Paris Hilton has aged well. The shirt has not. The CDC, y'all worried about COVID when the real virus is being broke? Grind in silence and elevate above your haters. That's great. The CDC recommends that you should release your inhibitions and feel the rain on your skin. Yes. Welcome to LA. Oh, pardon me.
Gesundheit.
Oh, Travis. Thank you, Travis. You, it looks like my my shaming you for not blessing me or gesundheititing has paid off in my favor. I got that sweet gesundheit.
Oh yeah, I've been acutely aware of that ever since.
Oh well, thank you. Sorry to push my politics on you, pal. And let's read a few more of these. CDC just announced that real eyes. Yes, real eyes realize real life. Oh, CDC just said, hi, gay. The CDC stands for CD's cuts in reference to the scars on Joker's mouth. All right.
Yeah.
The CDC says you don't need a sound check.
That's pretty funny.
That's great. For especially for the musician and Travis. Mm-hmm. CDC shortens isolation requirements to whatever your boss needs. That's, funny because it's true. If the police question you, simply say, I do not answer questions. And then here is the key point. Don't answer any questions. Thank you, Rob.
Real advice.
Strong advice from Rob Schaefer. Listen, Rob Schaefer does not mess around.
That's why he's
Rob
the best.
Schaefer, attorney at law. CDC recommends splitting up your quarantine over 2 15-minute breaks. Oh, man. I remember the days of 15-minute breaks. I remember I used to have a job where I worked in a big establishment, and I used to work in a casino years ago, and cool. I took and I had like two like I had a meal break, and then I had two like 15-minute breaks or something like that. And I was a smoker back in the day, so I'd just be like, yeah, that's it. That's
what
it.
Your 15 ritual was. It feels like it'd almost be required to smoke if you work at a casino.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is there's a little update on those CDC memes. Sad, but funny. Sad. I mean, that's life. Sad, beautiful, gorgeous, disgusting. Like the yin and the yang, if you will. You can't have the dark without the light. You can't have the rain without the sun. Live, laugh, love. All right. LA rain is trending, and it has been like non-stop. I do wish Travis safe travels as he heads up the Grapevine today, or whatever his route is. And let's see what's trending in the way of LA rain. Travis,
it's trending. It's outside my door.
Oh,
I'm taking on water.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I had to. 'Cause are you in a garage right now?
Yeah, and it's not exactly what you would call sealed.
Yes. Well, we have a garage here, and we have to keep the garage opened a little bit. Otherwise, the rain will get, because the back of the garage is open because it leads into the backyard, and so water comes in through there. We have to keep the garage open so the garage does not turn into a swimming pool.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been raining for several days. It was coming down real hard this morning. But you know what? Follow me on this. Folks, here's a recommendation for everybody. If you want to fall asleep, there is nothing better than rain sounds. to
Mm-hmm.
fall asleep to.
Mm-hmm.
I love. There's a YouTube. There are YouTube videos where it's like 8 hours of rain sounds, 10 hours of rain sounds. Boy, howdy, that done me a world of good. Rain sounds like because I've had some. I've had some like different like some medical issues, like when I've been in pain or like when I've had a lot of anxiety, couldn't calm my mind as much. Rain sounds, it is soothing and sweet. So the actual rain, gorgeous. Just the pitter patter of rain on the window. Travis, let's see what's trending in LA rain. By the way, what's it looking like? It's legit been raining in LA for 24 hours. Like, no, this cannot happen. The streets are not okay. Yeah. So for those of you not in Los Angeles, for people in seasonal times who live in a seasonal climate, LA when it rains, it's like there's lava coming out of the air. Like people don't know how to drive. They're like, "What the hell? Apocalypse! Follow me to freedom!" It's insane. Comedian Fortune Feimster says, I mean, LA was absolutely in need of rain, but did an entire year's worth have to happen all at once? This isn't an actual question. It's just raining a lot and there's flooding. Yeah, true. Eve and Joan in the same week. It's raining in LA. Would you they they would have really liked what? Eve and Joan in the same week. It's raining in LA. They would have really liked me. What am I missing there? Travis, is that a reference?
I'm gonna look at that, but I have no.
Yeah. It's raining so hard in LA tonight. My dog has already informed me that uh, that will be quiet pooping in the guest bathroom floor. That she will be quiet pooping in the guest bathroom floor later. Yeah. Dogs don't like to go out in the rain sometimes. Yeah, I walked my dogs in the rain yesterday, and then I had to come back and they were like, all right, let's go in the house. And I'm like, nope, you're both getting toweled off before we go in the house. And I had to rub them and they were like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, I want it. I want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Yeah. So, you got to towel off the dogs if they've been out in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at a few more of these. This is what's happening when you finally get to sneak in a hike in LA before it starts raining.
Okay. Well, glad
All
they're
right.
having a good time.
Great. Enjoy it. It's raining in LA. I'm learning how to crochet and watching the Goofy movie. This is what it means to live. Yes. Good for Sarah Schnauer. That's enjoying. That's maximizing. I know we need the rain in LA, but seriously, it's raining in LA. Yeah. So
Oh no.
what?
I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Oh shoot.
Whoops.
Can you take the 101?
I mean, maybe. That's gonna be so long. For those who are on audio,
You know,
the famed Grapevine Highway 5 has been closed in both directions.
Damn it. Travis, I'm sorry. Yeah. Make safe choices. Make safe choices, please, my friend.
I'll do my best.
Great. So that's the LA rain. It's crazy. We don't know what to do. Travis, we're going to do our next segment.
Yes.
And we have a very special guest to do a deep dive into and maybe the other thing we talked about, my neighbor might stop by a little bit later.
Oh.
Okay. But before then, we have a celebrity guest. Travis, you want to take the reins for a moment? We're going to do a deep dive with a celebrity guest shortly. I will be right back. Okay, Travis?
Yeah, you go right ahead. I got you. Well, this is certainly me today. This gif of a guy being poured on in the rain. Yeah, so that's going to be a tricky situation. I might have to see if I can maybe grab a flight instead. This has really complicated things. Just when I thought I had it all figured out, too, I decided I was going to drive to the Bay Area and then drive back and then fly to Oregon versus doing it all in one big driving trip. This is just, almost like COVID, as we were speaking of earlier. Sometimes you just can't, there's some things you can't argue against. And snow and ice and the grapevine being closed is one of them. So I'm going to have to figure out some other way to get to the Bay Area. That's a problem for after we're off the air. But in the meantime, thank you for hanging out with us in the Your Pal Hal Show. I am Travis. I have a temporary mustache and a cloth background that looks like a brick wall, if a brick wall could be wrinkly. Feel free to let us know how you're doing on backchannel.tv, or simply say to your smart device, or talk to your smart device and say, if you're here, you already know, open Backchannel, and then just, talk to us. Tell us what's going on. I actually don't have chat open at the moment. Silly me. So I can see if anybody's talking about here. Sometimes I get pulled off in other directions on the phone line, like to pull up the Law & Order sound effect, which I need to find a button for on my computer, but that's okay. This is my radio voice I'm trying out. Let me know how it's going. No, last thing we got was I Agree by My Deal Barry. But yeah, so looks like we are just about ready to let our special guests in, as far as I can tell. Sorry, I hijacked the camera for a sec. I was going to read some more Kurt Vonnegut, but I was too busy doing panic math in my head about the highway closures, and we're going to figure this all out. But looks like without further ado, we have our guest ready to come on the air. I was waiting for a thumbs up from our guests, and I'll give him the go-ahead here. All right, with that, I would like to welcome in famed Your Pal Hal guest and esteemed, I'm going to say colleague, but that's not true. Anyways, here's Batman.
Hello, I'm Batman. You know me as the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight. I am vengeance. I am Batman. The new year is upon us, and many people get contemplative at this time, and they wonder, should I make a New Year's resolution? Should I commit to bettering myself? Well, to all the criminals out there, I say you should be resolute in your commitment to not do any more crimes. Make a resolution not to commit any more crimes to the criminals of Gotham and of the earth. Hello, Kobe, aka My Deal Barry. Now, in honor of New Year's, I'm going to read some New Year's resolutions from Twitter, and we'll see if they are worthy to commit to for next year. Let's bring it up. All right. First up, anyone making New Year's resolutions at this point is insane. I disagree. Because I wish Killer Croc would make a resolution not to be such a naughty human crocodile hybrid. Killer Croc, he's a real pain in my neck. So I disagree, Slate. If Killer Croc made a resolution, that would be great. But I understand with COVID and everything, my voice got deeper because I had COVID in 2020. Batman did. And so you plan, and then everything shuts down. And then they, it's a real nightmare. It's a real crap storm. And then I had just crime. Crime went up, and people were out of work. So, yeah. What real life gets in the way of the resolutions that we make sometimes. So, Slate, I see your point, but try to better yourself, Slate. Look at it that way. Next, there is no rule saying your New Year's resolutions has to be positive. You could be trying to be a worse person in 2022, said Joe Gasabian. No, damn it. Listen, I am out there in the night, swinging on my bat grappling hook, trying to stop criminals, brutalizing these criminals because it's all I know. All I know is how to hurt. And if these people would make resolutions to stop committing these crimes, the world would be a better place. Maybe I could move on and do something else. So, Joe Kasabian, do not encourage people to be worse in 2022. Or maybe the bat will show up for you. Am I threatening you, Joe Kasabian? Next, Josh Androsky. Comedian Josh Androsky says, available New Year's resolutions. Retrieve amulet. Retrieve amulet. I've dealt with some dastardly criminals who've had powerful items like an amulet. Don't retrieve the amulet. Hoist more stuff. Like picking up large objects. Like when Bane hoisted me over his head and broke my back. Don't hoist. I don't like this list. Figure out why that one cloud keeps following me. It might not be a cloud. It might be something designed by the Joker, the Riddler, Penguin, to look like a cloud, but follow you around. Next, continue the streak of being in Delaware. What? Oh, befriend the pale horse. Oh, I like this one at the bottom. TV VCR repair. What if I have a vast, let's just say, a certain superhero lives in a cave. Don't know who that might be. And has a vast collection of VHS tapes. But his VCR breaks. Now, I've got a lot of tech and technology, but I'm not a VCR repairman. That's a lost art. We need more VCR repairmen because the technology exists. It's a nice throwback. It makes me feel comfortable. It takes me back to the time when my parents were still alive. To watch the VCR. If I could take out the big puffy box with Aladdin in it and put it in the VCR and watch Aladdin and remember my mommy and daddy. All right, next. Cherry bomb. Cherry bomb. Let's scroll. Definitely. My 2022 resolution is to stop wondering if I'm good enough for other people and start wondering if they're good enough for me. I feel so inadequate as a person. All I am is a weapon. I'm a ninja detective with no personal life. Next, 2022 goals. Sing, personal works, stream once a week, continue personal goals and works, try harmonies and duet. I'd like to sing. I'd like to go to a karaoke bar one night and sing Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. But I'm out stopping people like the Catwoman. Oh. Stream once a week. Oh, yeah. Well, here I am. So this counts. Resolution accomplished. All right. Let's keep going. Space lawyer. Space lawyer? I don't know about a space lawyer, but that Rob Schaefer sure is a good attorney. I'll give him that. My 2022 New Year's resolution is that the Astros re-sign Carlos Correa and win another World Series. You know, I've fought a lot of villains in my time, but no one's as villainous as those cheating Astros who cheated to win their World Series and beat the Los Angeles Dodgers without using fair means. So maybe you should resolve to play fair, space lawyer. Let's keep going. Stephen Groves. My New Year's resolution is to work as hard as possible to elect Beto O'Rourke and Stacey Abrams as governors and expand the Democratic majority in the House and Senate. Who's with me? You know what? I like that Stacey Abrams. That Beto O'Rourke is all right, too. That's Stacey Abrams. That's a good woman. She believes in law and order. She believes in giving the people the right to vote. Can't argue with that. Stacey Abrams. She's a voting superhero. I'm just a man. I'm just flesh and blood. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Oh, let's see what else. My New Year's resolution is to be insufferably hotter and sexier than I was this year, says 888. Well, how I mean, not a bad thing to shoot for, but how hot and sexy were you this past year? That's the question. I mean, were you already a 910? Are you already a smoke show? Here's the thing. If you're already a smoke show, when do you say when? When are you asking for too much if you're already a hottie smoke show? So, I guess it's up to you. But yeah, I would say, don't get greedy. And also, don't go under the knife. Be kind to yourself. Look in the mirror and appreciate what's there. I look in the mirror and see an orphaned child. All right. Let's keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. New Year's resolution, post more. You know what, you muscle-bound fool? Maybe you should get a little humility for New Year's. All right. I'm going to make a New Year's resolution. When I'm roaming the streets at night, swinging between the buildings, creeping in the alleys, crouching behind radiators, laying on rooftops, scaling the sides of sheer buildings, on my way to stop a criminal, I'm going to try to use a little bit of restraint. I feel like I caused a few too many concussions this year. I caused a lot of collateral damage. If I could stop someone without causing catastrophic injury this year, I'm going to try to be a little bit more responsible of a Batman. That is my commitment. That is my New Year's resolution. Less catastrophic injury, more responsible as the Cape Crusader. Happy New Year. Good luck to everyone for a great 2022. Travis, back to you.
Thank you, Batman. I believe we saw that photo of that gentleman yesterday. Glad to see he's still on his thirst trap grind, and also he's keeping disinfected. There's a can of Lysol on the shelf in the background. It is 12:11 p.m. on Thursday, December 30th. You are with your pal Hal and producer Travis, who is frantically trying to see if it's worth it to drive up the coast to get to his friend's wedding. Best laid plans. Hope it's not as dire where you are. Anyways, while we're here, while we're having fun, and while I have this mustache, might as well break into some literature. I don't remember what the story is about or where we were. Do you remember? Yeah, I do remember it was the first story in Kurt Vonnegut's short story collection of uncollected fiction. And never mind, we'll get to that later. Here is your Pal Hal.
Hello, 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 hello. Oh, what is? There was a. I Batman came in here and left a little bit of a mess. uh, Something on Batman's suit is left some residue on the
That's
desk.
it's called guano.
Oh yes, Batman left a little guano straight from the Bat Cave. Thank you to Batman for taking time out of his busy schedule, and Batman with a commitment to not devastate, to not physically destroy as many poor people this year. So good for him. Good for Batman to maybe do a little bit more responsible policing as he polices the city of Gotham, the city of Gotham. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, Batman. Folks, it's time for Recs and Reviews. Recs and Reviews. We're going to talk about a couple of programs that you might want to check out if you have a little, especially this week. We got a couple of days left before people are going. Some people are off from work. Some people are off from school, and you might have a little bit more time to binge a program. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things. So first off, there's a show called Station 11 on HBO Max, which is a fresh take on the idea of a dystopian future, an apocalyptic show, a post-apocalypse, and there's and it's an interesting journey. This show, Station 11. So, Station 11. There you go. There's some scenes from it. Station 11 is a show that takes place in. It jumps around chronologically. Station 11 allows us to picture the before, during, and then decades after the world has, as we know it, has essentially ended thanks to a massive pandemic. And it tracks humanity's journey through this pandemic. And the way it differs from so many other dark dystopian future, like the world is ending type shows, is that it seems to have a lot more heart, and it's not about battling zombies or watching this disease kill and destroy people and ravage people. It's about what people are doing to survive and keep their sense of community, and especially like the 20 years it largely takes place 20 years after a massive pandemic has wiped out most of the human race, and there's a finality and also a new, like a fresh start and a hope to the journey of the group of people that we mainly follow, as opposed to, every day is a fight. Every day is a fight to get from point A to point B. And no, it's not about that. It's about it's about reflection. It's about these human beings connecting with each other that much more, and it's a little bit more of a rosy. It feels weird to say, but it's a little bit. it is dark and there is death in it, but it's more of a hopeful post-pandemic or post-apocalyptic take. And you've heard me mention pandemic a couple of times. It resonates in relation to what's going on today a little bit. The pandemic in the show, far worse. It's a deadly, instantly like fatal, darker pandemic. But nonetheless, it like there are moments where it's like, oh, that felt a little bit like when we first started hearing about COVID or the news. And the time construction, again, I'll say that it's really great because it allows you just different perspectives on this journey of what happened uh, in these characters' lives to put them in the positions they're in now, and the and that makes every episode. We're not just following this one group of survivors. Every episode, you can get different storylines because we'll jump to right before the pandemic has happened, and then we'll jump into the middle of the pandemic, and then 20 years after the pandemic. So it really keeps you guessing as to where they're going to go, and you're learning about these characters, and you're learning about what got them there. And the cast is great. Mackenzie Davis is wonderful. Lori Petty is very good. Himesh Patel is great. So strong cast, a fresh take on a dystopian future and a dark post-apocalyptic story, and it's got a lot more hope to it. So I highly recommend Station 11, limited series on HBO Max, worth checking out. Pardon me, I've got a sneeze coming on. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. Travis, Johnny on the spot. And let's look at a couple of reviews of Station 11 here on Rotten Tomatoes.
Let's see if I can find some. I've had a little bit of trouble tracking these down as of yet. I don't know that it has enough aggregated. Oh, nope, there it is. Yay.
Great. Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome. Now if I can actually get the screen to show up, and there we go.
All right. 97% on the tomato meter, 65% audience rating, so a little bit of a disparity there. Okay. Ben Travers from IndieWire. Grace, hope, and encouragement are foundational elements of Station 11 that help turn what could have been a very bad idea into a profoundly cathartic experience. Yeah, so that gets into what I was talking about as far as just there being a little bit more of a positive point of view on what people are going through, as opposed to, oh, every day it's kill or be killed, which is so much of the post-apocalyptic stuff. Like when I say post-apocalyptic, I'm talking like World War Z, Terminator, Contagion. There is a calmness to it. And yeah, so grace and hope and encouragement. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Melanie McFarland from Salon.com. Through masterful directing and editing, each episode conveys the way that history and lives and that history lives and breathes within memory, coexisting with the present, whether within a performance or a fugue state. Okay. But yeah, history has brought us to the present, and they live side by side in this show. Subject matter might not be something that everyone wants to embrace. It's about a pandemic and its aftermath, but it is done with such beauty, sensitivity, and assuredness that really it must be seen. Great. So just those are a few of the positive reviews here. Are there any splats? Are there any green splat bad reviews? Here's one. In the end, Station 11 may be too attached to its rose-colored glasses. I see that. It is a very positive. There's a lot of best case scenario positivity here, but that's the show. that's the show. And that's how, listen, that's how this fictional dystopian future shook out. So there you go. Station 11, HBO Max. I want to talk about one more show. And this is, I talked about it yesterday, but some reviews are out. And I want to talk a little bit about Book of Boba Fett again. And the reviews are streaming in. I did not love the first episode of Book of Boba Fett. I felt the dialogue was a little bit ham-fisted, especially like when between Ming-Na Wen and the book and Boba Fett. And the action was not great, and it was a little slow. So there are some reviews have streamed in since yesterday because it went up, it went live yesterday, and I have no doubt that this this show could find its groove and kick into gear. But right now, first episode, I wasn't like, yes, on board, touchdown. I mean, I feel like I felt that because that's the feeling I got from The Mandalorian. I'm like, okay, this stuff that you're doing here, I'm in. Did not feel that way. So let's read a couple of blurbs about the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, this is from Daniel Daddario from Variety. It's early days for the series, which launched with one episode. No further episodes were made available to critics, but say this much. The pilot, directed by Robert Rodriguez, evinces an elegant refusal to lard on undue narrative or aesthetic complication. This story, depicting the rise of the legendary bounty hunter, begins with clean narrative lines, crisp visuals, and a compelling central performance that takes off Fett's helmet but preserves his mystique. Okay. The creative team, this is from Joey Mora of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. The creative team of Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Robert Rodriguez, and stars Tamura Morrison, appear up to the challenge if the first chapter, the only one made available to critics in advance, is any indication. Okay. The result is a solid, always enjoyable, if slightly unremarkable start, says Ian Freer of Empire Magazine. Like its titular hero, this episode is blunt to the point about Boba Fett's current situation and his path ahead. There is no Luke Skywalker in the hallway here, nor is there a baby Yoda. Nothing to upend what we could expect out of Star Wars status quo. How did Boba Fett escape the Sarlacc? He got out of it. What is he doing on Tatooine? Exactly what you'd expect. Who is Boba Fett? Who you have always wanted him to be. So straightforward, positive, mostly positive here. I don't know. I feel like people are just jumping kind of on the bandwagon of this Boba Fett show and giving it the same kind of love that they gave to the Mandalorian, and I don't think it's earned it yet. Yeah. I thought like the more I think about it, the more I found the first episode to be just unremarkable and nothing to really grab me. So there are some thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett. Watch it for yourself. I'm definitely going to watch the next episode. I'm going to give it a chance. And there you have it. Book of Boba Fett. It's there if you want it. It is 12:26 here on the Your Pal Hal Show. I am Hal Rudnick, and it is 3:26 on the East Coast. It's 2:26 in Omaha, Nebraska. I'll be here till 1 Eastern. 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 I'll be here 1 p.m. on the West Coast. I'll be here till 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. in Omaha. Rob Schaefer says, I hope we get into his motivations to be the big crime boss. I thought it was okay. The music was great, but the show is a meh to me. That's Rob. I think you and I are seeing eye to eye on this. Also, the action sequence. There's a sequence where I'm not really giving too much away, where Boba Fett gets jumped by a bunch of space ninjas, and it it did it did not kick butt. We were as far as Star Wars goes. This was not Snoke's throne room battle scene with Kylo Ren and Rey going up against that Crimson Guard or whatever. No, this was not Darth Maul's lightsaber fight from Phantom Menace. Yeah, unremarkable. So yeah, I hope it steps its game up. Cool. So again, if you want to communicate with us, I would love to hear from you. Have you watched anything cool? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? What is happening with you? Go ahead and get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word say and put in whatever you want after that. So smart device, say, I love Boba Fett. Smart device, say, I haven't seen the show yet. Smart device, say, who's Boba Fett? or you can join us on YouTube, communicate with us there in the comments, and go to backchannel.tv and leave some thoughts for us there. Also, the reviews I just did, if you want to hear more reviews, if you want to hear more talk about streaming shows, go ahead and listen to Binge Boys, hosted by myself and my good friend Lon Harris, the smartest guy in streaming. And you can find that wherever you get your podcasts. Binge Boys from Starburns Audio. Travis, what have you got?
Wanted to follow up on Boba Fett. I did watch it last night, and particularly the Space Ninja scene that you mentioned. I remembered how strong the Mortal Kombat vibes were at that point, and not in a great way.
Yeah. It was just, it just left me kind of cold. I'm like, and it was a little chaotic. Like, it wasn't shot that well.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, maybe because like they had to put those space shields in post or whatever, probably. Maybe there was a lot of like, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
But Boba Fett seemed kind of weak.
Yeah, and that was something you had brought up in the morning that I hadn't. The power sliding on it. You know, he kills the sand monster after being dragged through the desert like it's the Old Testament for like forever, and then as soon as he gets cornered by a bunch of space ninjas, and he sleeps in this like healing chamber thing, which there's a lot there that I just don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they want. I don't know what's going on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I hear you, pal. So yeah, hopefully it keeps getting better and better. I mean, I like Tamura Morrison. He does have a gravity to him. Ming and yes, Travis.
Slip. I clicked as I was nodding. I'm like, I don't need to be on screen for this. I'm just agreeing. Yes. I
you can be on screen whenever you want, pal. I appreciate your opinions. And I like Ming-Na Wen as well. I really liked her in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I liked her as like the wily killer she was in Mandalorian a little bit more than I liked her. She's muted the character a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully it picks up steam is what I'm saying. We talked about binge watching stuff. We talked about Binge Boys. Now let's talk about binging movie franchises. The Nerdist came out with a cool list here of 14 movie franchises you can binge in a single day Wow. That's that's an ambitious undertaking. But folks, it can be done. And we're going to walk through this list. It's a fun list. And what better way, like New Year's Day? First off, you two said all is quiet on New Year's Day, and that is true. New Year's Day is a great day to binge. I am a fan of the Twilight Zone marathon. The old Twilight Zones, I grew up with this. I love it. It's a tradition that I do on the regular. I'll probably do it again this New Year's Day because it's a two-pronged thing. The sense memory of so I'm enjoying the show. I should say that first of all. I enjoy the Twilight Zones. If whether I've seen it or the episode or not, I love them. But secondly, the sense memory of doing this for years and years, it's like you're wrapping yourself in a warm banky. You know what I mean? Doing something that is familiar and has that fun flavor and takes you back to so many previous memories. I love it. I will be watching some Twilight Zone. So that being said, if you want to switch it up either on New Year's Day or whenever, if you've got some time and you want to crush a binge watch of immense proportions, here are some franchises that you can watch in one day. The Lord of the Rings extended versions. Wow. Those clock in at 11 hours and 32 minutes. This is one that I would also like to do. This has kind of been, I've thought about this actually for like off and on for years now. Okay, so I've watched bits and pieces of Lord of the Rings since I saw them in the theaters. But I've like romanticized the idea of going back to Middle Earth and watching them all back to 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 back again. And I haven't. And damn it, I need to do that. I need to do that. So Lord of the Rings, that would be a good binge. That would be a good 11-hour plus binge, the extended versions. I think the theatrical release versions closer to 9 hours. All right, let's see what the next one. Let's see what the next one is. Are we able to scroll? I think I might have lost communication with Travis, so I've got the list in front of me here. I will go ahead and scroll my own self. And after Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Wow. If you were going to watch all the Harry Potter movies, if you were going to watch all the Harry Potter movies, 19 hours. 19 hours and 39 minutes. Wow. So there's 7, right? 8 Harry Potter movies. There are, okay. There's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, 1. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 3. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, 4. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 5. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, 6. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, 7. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, 8. There you have it. There you have it. Wow, a robust 19 hours and 39 minutes. That is like, that would be a badge of honor if you could get through all of those. Very nice. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's next on this list. Ooh, if you want 12 hours and 48 minutes of action adventure, you could do a lot worse than the Mission Impossible franchise. Wow, all of the movies There you go. 12 clocking in at 12 hours and 48 minutes. Is there 7 of these? Let's see. Does it list the movies? Mission Impossible 1996. Mission Impossible 2. Mission Impossible 3. And then it started getting into these sick names. I love the sick names. Okay, so there's only 6 Mission Impossible movies. Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout. Mission Impossible has I love that they've started to name their movies that rather than just like 1, 2, 3. That has added to the mystique. And here's the thing. Tom Cruise is damn near a 60-year-old man at this point. But the movies just keep getting better and better. That last one with Henry Cavill, that was a good time. So, you got a good 12 hours there. Let's see what's next. What's next on this list that you could binge watch? That's a very doable binge watch. Whoa. Fast and the Furious. So we've got 9. We were just talking about our friend Vin Diesel earlier and his ill attempts to get The Rock, his unsuccessful attempts to get The Rock back in the franchise. But if you've got 18 hours and 11 minutes to kill, you could get Fast and Furious. 9 movies there. 9. Oh, and then you also got Hobbs and Shaw. So 10. So you got 10 movies. 10 movies. This list came out before Fast 9. Cool. Let's keep going. Oh, Star Wars. Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Okay, because like Star Wars is going to be going in some different directions. We're going to explore other things as we go along. Oh, let's go back up, please. It clocks in at 20 hours 32 minutes. That's a full day of viewing, folks. So with ones like this and that like Harry Potter, it becomes an endurance test in addition to an enjoyable binge. So Star Wars, 20 hours, 32 minutes. You got the all right, now can we scroll to the movies, please? So is this counting? Oh, so yeah, so it's only the Skywalker saga. So the 9 movies, episodes 1 through 9, it's not counting uh, Rogue One, Solo, a Star Wars story. So yeah, but this is one I might skip because I don't want to watch the prequels again. I've done my time. I don't need to go back there. Also, I don't know if I need to watch The Rise of Skywalker again. Sorry, not sorry, folks. Sorry, not sorry. Let's keep going on this list. Let's keep going on this list. Oh, Jurassic Park. You got 10 hours and 1 minute of Jurassic Park movies. Does that include Jurassic World? Let's see. Let's see the list. It must, right? Yeah. It includes the 3 Jurassic Park movies, 2 Jurassic World movies. There you go. You get into Dino time. Oh boy, this is a good one. This one I would do. This one, this is fun. Rocky, and that includes the Creed movies. So let's see what's happening with these. That's 14 hours and 55 minutes. You got Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Creed, and Creed 2. That's a lot of boxing. It's a lot of boxing, but most of these are good movies. Rocky 5 is very bad, but otherwise, most of these are really watchable, fun movies. Those early Rocky movies, if you haven't seen those, yeah, I mean, classics. First one, Oscar Award winner. Good stuff. Good stuff. The Kevin Costner. All right. Now I think they're playing a little fast and loose with the idea of franchises. Although Kevin Costner's made a lot of good sports movies, I will say that. Uh, the Kevin Costner sports movie collection, 13 hours and 59 minutes. You know what? These are all separate movies. What am I talking about? Yes, this is not a franchise though. Travis, do you feel me on this?
Yeah, no, they're grabbing at the straws at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, these are all good well, most of them are good movies.
Yes.
You know,
Wait, what's McFarland?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Let's find
like you
out.
got movies people have never heard of, but then you listen. I would say watch Bull Durham, watch Field of Dreams, and then you know what? Call it a day. Yeah, I don't know about. I disavow that. I disavow this entry. Let's
Yeah.
go to the next entry. Disavow though. Disavow that entry. The Muppets. That's fun. This is good times. This is good times. 15 hours and 40 minutes. That's a hell of a fun day. And you got the Muppet movie, The Great Muppet Caper, The Muppets Take Manhattan, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Yes, I watched that recently. Loved it. Muppet Treasure Island, Muppets from Space. It's a very Muppet Christmas movie. The Muppets Wizard of Oz. I didn't even know that was a thing. The Muppets from 2011 and Muppets Most Wanted. There you go. Listen, the Muppets are joyous, fun for the whole family. That's a good time. Thank you for righting the ship after that Kevin Costner debacle. Toy Story, 7 hours, 33 minutes, 4 movies. Let's see that. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, it's including a bunch of shorts in here, which sure. I mean, why not? Oh, and I didn't realize how brisk some of these movies are. The first Toy Story is only 81 minutes. That's kooky. Uh, so you got Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Toy Story Tunes, Hawaiian Vacation, 6 minutes long. Toy Story Tunes, Small Fry, 7 minutes. Toy Story Tunes, Party Source Rex, 7 minutes. Toy Story of Terror, 21 minutes. Story That Time Forgot, 22 minutes. And then you have Toy Story 4. And then there's Lamp Life, 11 minutes. Travis, I don't know about including all these shorts in here. Is this all Toy Story canon? I guess it's just they're including Toy Story canon. Where do you fall on this?
I mean, Toy Story canon is a concept I had yet to consider. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all falls under the hat, and I think at this point, Nerdist is just going, well, let's just do it all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it's not necessary. You know, if someone invited me over to a Toy Story binge party, and I agreed, and they were like, "Hey, should we watch the shorts?" I'd be like, maybe the Terror one. That's a solid 21 minutes, and that's Holiday. That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Weird. What the heck is
Weird.
Lamp
Weird.
Life? Let's see about the picture.
Lamp Life. Hashtag Lamp Life. I heard you're all about that Lamp Life.
Oh, yeah, surrounded by him.
Nice. Cool. Let's see what else we got. Live action Spider-Man.
Just got a lot longer.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, I you know what? I resent that it says live action Spider-Man because I would include I think you got to include Into the Spider-Verse in there, you know? Uh
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what what do you think?
No,
The
I think that's
movies
absolutely. I think you could sneak Spider Verse in between Homecoming and the new one, or throw it at the end. Just
I would
somewhere
throw
in
it
here.
yeah, I would throw it at the end. Because watch all the live action ones and then finish it off with the beautiful Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. What's fun is with this most recent installment, No Way Home. This really makes all of this. The word isn't congeal. That's gross, but it creates a through line where now you're not just watching Spider-Man movies. You're in a sense building to something.
Yeah, you're in a universe. It puts a bow on it. It puts a button on it.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
brings it to if we add Spider Verse, which I think is like about 2 hours, like an hour 40, and then this new one which is 2.5. That brings you to coming up on 20 hours.
Wow. That's a lot of Spider-Man, and there's so much. I mean, there's so much good stuff in there, and then there's also the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but which they do get a lot of hate. The second one was particularly just missed the mark. It was
Yeah,
just overloaded with too many villains, and you had,
yeah.
yeah, the um, uh, Paul Giamatti's stupid Rhino,
Ah,
which was barely even in it. Like,
yeah.
I think they were like planning on doing the final one of that trilogy, and there was going to be more Rhino in that, and they were going to bring in the Sinister Six, but yeah, that didn't quite happen there. We kind of got that in the current movie, though. No Way, Spider-Man: No Way Home. But yeah, a Spider-Man binge, that would be that's a good time. That's a good time. Very nice. Even the Andrew Garfield ones. Even the
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield one. Wasn't it? There was something so melancholy about the other Spider-Men showing up. Like, it was awesome, but there was also like a sadness to it, and it seemed like their lives, like they were as they went from being Spider Boys to true Spider Men.
Yeah.
It seems like, wow, they it's such a heavy cross to bear.
I
Do
think
you know what I'm
that's
talking about?
absolutely, and that's what I really, really liked about No Way Home is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, they finally were able to draw the full picture of this is what it means to be Peter Parker.
Yeah,
You know, it's kind of a bummer, not gonna lie.
yeah, totes.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see what else is. Let's finish up this list before we eventually get to our rejected segments here. Uh, Live action Batman.
Love the Keaton just Batman with the gun.
Yeah, right. Uh, Live action Batman. Wow, that's a lot of Batman. So I wonder how much. Oh, he got all the Affleck stuff. 22 hours. This is our longest one yet. 22 hours and 44 minutes. So wake up, put on Batman, only watch Batman. There it is. 22:44. Let's go through these movies. What are the movies here? Tim Burton. Oh, so Batman the movie, 1966. Okay, so we're starting with Adam West. Yeah, if you're going to do it right. Okay, don't skimp. Batman 89, Batman Returns 1992, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. I'm going to make an Can I make an admission to people here right now? I I still do confuse Batman Forever and Batman and Robin sometimes. Uh, Batman Forever is Val Kilmer. Batman and Robin is George Clooney, right? Travis, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. But yeah, damn it if I don't get these movies a little bit conflated in my head sometimes.
Absolutely.
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. But the Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises, I have plain as day. Love those movies, but those movies add a lot of time to this watch. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the ultimate cut, 183 minutes, and then Justice League, 121 minutes. Here's the thing with Justice League. I think you gotta switch it out for Zack Snyder's Justice League, because the original Justice League stunk. Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for it. I think Snyder stuck the landing on Zack Snyder's Justice League. So there, that would make it. Would that take it to 24 hours of Batman content?
I think so, because that was what? That was 4 hours, right?
It was damn close to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So there you go. There you go. Yeah, don't watch Justice. Like, screw Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League is an accomplishment. Too long, way self-indulgent, too much slow-mo, but son of a gun, it it had gravitas. It had gravitas. I liked it. Did you
could,
like it?
I did. I think though you could do well to maybe swap a couple of these out for some animated films and have a better tone.
Oh yeah. What about that? What about that?
Killing Joke or
yep.
like, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Friday the 13th. How long is? Wow, 18 hours of murder.
Ugh.
18 hours of grisly murder from Jason. That's a lot of movies, and these are brisk movies. There's just a lot of them. Like they range anywhere. The longest one is 100 minutes.
Yeah.
And several of them are in the 80s of minute wise. So yeah, there's a long list. Let's keep going. Let's finish this list of binges. Hellraiser.
Ooh.
Whoa, I didn't realize there's that many Hellraiser movies. 14 hours and 56 minutes of Hellraiser movies.
A lot of Hellraiser movies. Oh my god.
Damn.
I only knew there was the 4. Oh no, look at this. This is a problem.
That's cray. That's cray. All right, let's keep going. Wait, how many? One sec. Let me count how many Hellraiser movies there are. Sorry, Travis.
So it's 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Hellraisers.
Yikes.
One of them 75 minutes. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
You could probably throw John Wick on there. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got John Wick. There's probably more. I mean, then you get into like stupid ones like Taken or The Hobbit.
Something that my roommates did was all the Bourne movies recently.
Yes. Rob Schaefer says, "Where's the Godfather franchise?"
Yeah.
Right.
You get that in the day.
Oh, Rob, I don't know if you've. I love the Godfather. Like any other sensible human, and I've watched both movies a couple of times, but the Godfather epic, which is them chronologically edited together, that aired. That was available to watch on HBO for a while. I really enjoyed watching them in that way as well. So and Godfather, and then you got Godfather 3 separate.
One more that I don't know if it can actually fit in a day at this point, but all the Wes Andersons in one day.
Oh, I kind of like that. I feel very connected. Oh, here's one more. Because it's been well established they're inside the same universe. All the Tarantinos.
Ooh.
All the Tarantinos.
There you go.
Yeah. That would be a bloody fun watch. All right, now it's time. We've fit a lot in our show, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have one more segment, our rejected segment of the day, which was Hal eats a banana. Our rejected segment, Hal eats a banana. So like we were thinking like, oh, what if I just sat here and just like made yummy noises while I ate a banana? And I'm like, no, that like, could you imagine me like just sitting here for like, like taking an extra long time, like, oh, look at this. Smells banana-y. Guess who's got one thumb and is going to get lots of potassium right now? This guy. And
Whoa! Look!
What's your problem?
Hal, look.
What?
First off, look. I'm not. This is no judgment. No judgment. I'm casting no judgment as someone who
what is
ate
it?
A banana.
Oh yeah.
You are doing the segment again. You're eating the banana on air.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We just said this was a rejected segment. That means a segment that was rejected. It was disapproved. We said we're not going to do it. And now I feel like I do that sometimes.
Yeah. You do.
Folks, this has been your December 30th episode of Your Pal Hal on Backchannel. I will be back tomorrow, New Year's Eve day, to take you through part of your day before you hit the weekend, before you leave for to celebrate your New Year's Eve, etc. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you to everybody who's been a part of the show, especially Rob and Kobe for chiming in. you guys, really appreciate having you here. Thanks for everybody for stopping by. Thank you to everyone at Backchannel. And don't forget about all the other awesome shows on Backchannel, Live Every Day, Anthony Davis, and all of the other fine hosts. Hang out with us as much as you can. Thank you, producer Travis, for seeing us through the dark journey of our live stream. Folks, I look forward to talking to you then. Good night, East Coast. Good night, West Coast. Good night, Omaha, Nebraska. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Safe travels, Travis.